Welcome to the January 2025 edition of the GECF Monthly Gas Market Report. We would like to present a short overview of the main highlights of the report, which include the major developments in the gas market during the last month. Global GDP growth forecast for 2024 remains steady at 3.1%, reflecting the resilience of the global economy amid ongoing challenges. This stability has been supported by easing inflationary pressures. Moreover, the GDP growth forecast for 2025 remains unchanged at 3.2%, with growth expected to be steady but restrained due to persistent geopolitical tensions and uncertain trade policies. In the US, GDP growth for 2025 is forecast at 2.6%. However, policy uncertainties under the Trump administration could create potential volatility. The euro area's GDP growth for 2025 is forecast at 1.1%, as economic growth expectations remain subdued. Meanwhile, in China and India, GDP growth for 2025 is forecast at 4.4% and 6.5%, respectively. Additionally, global inflation continues to ease, with average rates projected at 4.5% for 2024 and 3.5% for 2025. In December 2024, the EU gas consumption increased by 9.3% year-on-year to reach 40 BCM, representing the fourth consecutive month of growth following a 7-month period of decline. The increase was driven by heightened demand in power and residential sectors. Reduced wind speeds and lower hydroelectric output prompted a significant reliance on gas-fired power plants to stabilize the electricity grid across the region, while colder-than-average weather further boosted residential and commercial gas use for heating. Total electricity production in the EU declined by 0.2% year-on-year to reach 228 terawatt-hours. However, gas-fired electricity generation recorded a remarkable growth of 16% year-on-year, offsetting lower outputs from hydro and wind attributed to unfavorable weather conditions. In December 2024, US gas consumption increased by 5.1% year-on-year to 93 BCM. Gas-fired power generation witnessed a 3.7% year-on-year growth. The residential and commercial sectors rose 15% and 7.3% year-on-year, respectively, driven by colder temperatures. However, the industrial sector declined by 0.3% because of the holiday period. In the power mix, gas continued to lead with a 41% share. In November 2024, China's apparent gas demand rose by 1.7% year-on-year to 35.6 BCM. Gas-fired power generation increased by 2% year-on-year. Residential gas demand has risen consistently, supported by the extension of gas distribution systems and the wide adoption of home heating solutions, such as gas boilers, in southern China. The growing China's gas consumption will be supported by an uptick in LNG imports, which is projected to increase at an annual rate of 5% over the next decade, according to BP's Vice President of Global LNG Trading, Jerome Malongo. In November 2024, global gas production was estimated to have increased by 0.4% year-on-year to stand at the level of 352 BCM. Africa, Eurasia, and the Middle East showed a positive production variation and counterbalanced the decline in other main gas-producing regions, including North America, which witnessed the greatest decline, driven by lower gas output in the US. In the first 11 months of 2024, global gas production was estimated to have increased by 2.4% year-on-year to stand at 3,831 BCM. This growth was driven by an increase in Russia's production to meet rising domestic gas consumption and growing pipeline gas exports, along with the development of gas production in the Middle East. This was also accompanied by the growth in gas supply in Asia-Pacific, specifically in China. In November 2024, Europe witnessed a 2.1% year-on-year decline, culminating in a total output of 15.9 BCM. This decrease primarily originated from the reduced gas production in Norway, along with the continuous decline in UK's and the EU's output levels, mainly in the Netherlands and Germany. However, the magnitude of the production decline was limited by the rise in Turkey's gas output. In November 2024, China's gas production rose by 3.7% year-on-year to reach 20.7 BCM. Coal bed methane production slowed down its continuous growth to stand at a level of 1.3 BCM, with a 2% year-on-year rise. In December 2024, the US total gas production continued its downward trend with a 4.1% year-on-year decline, reaching a monthly output of 88.6 BCM. This decrease reflected the combined effect of the end of hurricane season on Gulf of Mexico gas production and the production cuts by some major producers in response to low Henry Hub gas prices. Eagle Ford shale gas production region recorded the largest decline in the main producing regions, followed by the Gulf of Mexico. The level of PNG imports by the EU has been generally stable in 2024, apart from September's supply disruption due to maintenance activities. In December 2024, there was a slight uptick as the region imported 14 BCM, which was 1% higher year-on-year and 2% greater than in the previous month. Over the course of 2024, total PNG imported by the EU in 2024 increased by 3% compared with the previous year. In December, there were month-on-month increases in flows from Norway via 5 of its 6 supply routes, while Russian supply via Turk Stream increased by 3% month-on-month. Just as in the previous month, there was virtually no PNG supply to the European mainland via the interconnectors with the UK. In November 2024, China imported 6.3 BCM of PNG, an increase of 12% year-on-year. This volume represented a 17% month-on-month rebound following a period of reduced energy demand due to holiday celebrations. China's total PNG imports over the 11 months of 2024 increased by 14% year-on-year. In December 2024, global LNG imports fell for the second consecutive month, declining by 0.3% year-on-year to 38 million tons. The decrease was driven by reduced imports in Asia-Pacific and Europe, partly offset by stronger inflows into the Latin America and the Caribbean and MENA regions. Asia-Pacific LNG imports saw their only monthly year-on-year drop for 2024, attributed to mild winter weather, ample storage levels, and higher spot LNG prices. Europe's LNG imports, though down year-on-year, reached their highest level since January 2024. On the export side, global LNG exports reached a record high of 38 million tons, representing an increase of 2.6% year-on-year. The stronger LNG exports was driven by Brunei, Cameroon, Congo, Indonesia, Malaysia, Mexico, Nigeria, Russia, and Trinidad and Tobago. In terms of infrastructure development, the US Plaquemines LNG facility marked a milestone by exporting its first LNG cargo. In December 2024, the average daily volume of gas in underground storage in the EU decreased to 82 BCM or 79% of the region's capacity, as countries draw upon their stocks to satisfy winter heating demand. This average level was 11 BCM lower than 1 year ago. There were 14 BCM of net gas withdrawal, which was greater than the 5-year average for the month of December at 11 BCM. In Asia-Pacific, the combined volume of LNG in storage in Japan and South Korea in December 2024 decreased to an estimated 14 BCM, which was 1.9 BCM more than the 5-year average storage level for that month. The US recorded net gas withdrawals in December 2024, and the average daily volume of gas in storage decreased to 101 BCM, or 76% of capacity. The storage level stood at 4.1 BCM greater than the 5-year average. European gas and LNG spot prices held steady compared to the previous month, while Asian LNG prices experienced a slight increase in December 2024. The TTF spot price averaged $13.82 per MMBTU, while the average Northeast Asia spot LNG price averaged $14.21 per MMBTU, up by 1% month-on-month. Meanwhile, in the US, the Henry Hub spot price averaged $3.01 per MMBTU, increasing significantly by 38% month-on-month. Looking ahead, weather conditions are expected to remain a critical factor influencing spot prices, with any cold snaps likely to exert additional upward pressure. Thank you for watching this short video presentation on the January 2025 edition of the GECF Monthly Gas Market Report. We invite you to download the full report from our website at www.gecf.org, or you can scan the QR code.